What if I told you we have the Kardashians to thank for the popularity of Joel Osteen? So as some of you may know, I categorize the Kardashians as televangelists, and I've made a lot of content to back up why I say that. And mostly it's because they have a church, they are telling people to tithe 10% into a church, they encourage a Christian lifestyle that they promote through their TV show. You have to notice more and more on the Kardashians on Hulu, they're talking about God's plan. And each of them individually is just very churchy in their own way. We have Kendall with Hillsong, Kris who texts out Bible verses every day, Kim who herself has said she tithes 10% into her church, not disclosing that it's most likely her mom's church and there's a good chance she gets that money back. And then there's Kourtney who texts with her, not only her mother every day about Bible verses, but her pastor Chad Veach and her text every morning, and they have a very close relationship. We also have, of course, Khloe, who literally shares information from a televangelist network. And that's because the Kardashians come from a long line of televangelists. This is the matriarch of the Kardashian family, Demos Shakarian, and he founded the Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship International. What a mouthful. So Demos worked with Charles S. Price to organize, fund, and facilitate evangelistic campaigns for William Branham and Oracle Roberts, Tommy Hicks, and others. So basically they were pushing this oracle. It sounds kind of like snake oil if you ask me. But you can see right there, he also played a key role in working with Paul Crouch to help launch TBN, that is the Televangelist Network, working to fund Joel Osteen's father, John Osteen Ministry, and played a key role in helping grow the Voice of Healing Revival. In 1988, he was accused of mishandling funds. So much like the Kardashians we know today, or we can assume, that they also mishandle funds because Forbes has taken back Kylie's billionaire status in the form of a podcast, articles, and YouTube videos. And nothing really happened to him for that mishandling of funds. He stepped down, but then he was later reinstated. And this article says he will have to answer to God and to the IRS, not necessarily in that order. Now, the Kardashians put a lot of weight on prophecies, and one of those prophecies they thought was going to be brought out by this guy, Roy E. Davis. And so the whole story about this guy is so bizarre. Basically, he went into a trance while eating a peach, and then he said that he needs to help all of these children in orphanages, so he raised money, and then he gave all that money to the Triple K. So he raised a bunch of money from the Armenian community for this orphanage and gave it to that right there. And that swindle didn't sway the Kardashians from supporting him because they already were supporting